Hey guys and gals, Jim here, and I thought about doing this video speaking the Japanese language since I've been putting together so many of these Bandai kits, but I thought I'd save that for a later date. Just kidding. Anyway, I got the rest of my photo etch here for my gunner bays and all that. The window frames and all, and like I said, this is going to be a difficult piece to put together here and all that. It's it's not flat. It's it's raised up. There's two pieces. There's the outer ring with all the little fingers that go around. There's 8 of them, and then there's the inner ring, which is the separate piece. Now, if anybody out there is used to working with photo etch, basically photo etch comes on. It's a real thin brass sheet, and basically it's a sprue just like your plastic models and stuff. And you got to cut the parts from the sprue. I found an easy way to do these instead of cutting all the sprue off and just trying to edge glue. There's little notches in those in those smaller rings. I left these little window frames that go around there. They're when you cut them off the sprue, they're flat, and in the center they're all connected to a little circular piece in the center. What I did is I left a little bit of the sprue connected to these little fingers, and that way when I had to glue that ring on to make it easy, I bent those little tab parts of the sprue that were left at the proper angle, and then I bent the outer finger, the window frame pieces up, and checked my ring to make sure it was the right size and all that. And then I was able to put some super glue. I'm using whatchamacallit, the Loctite. I use the gel because it gives you a little bit of time to move something around if you need to. But anyway, I was able to set that ring right on top of those little tab parts of the sprue that I left on there. And it worked out real easy. It took me maybe about 20 minutes a piece. That was, making sure they were all bent at the proper angle, and were pretty much centered and everything. And what I did, I left the outer ring, I left it attached to the sprue. And I was able to tape it to a board and flip it over. That way I had something solid where, it wasn't going to be moving around while I tried to position the center ring on there and stuff. But it worked out pretty good. That's what it looks like when it's finished. Now, these are barely going to be seen because they go in the gun turrets. The guns actually cover up most of that turret opening and stuff. I might try some crystal clear on this one to see if I can't fill these outer windows in and then cut a piece of sheet styrene for the center. I'll test it on the bottom one because you're not going to really see the bottom of the model once it's mounted on the diorama as much as you will the top. But if it doesn't work out, I'll just leave them blank. I mean, glass is clear anyway, so you could just use your imagination. I'll use my modeling license to go that route. I prefer to have, clear pieces in there, but if it's not going to be able to be worked out, I'm sure there's some place I could find to cut me something to those sizes and stuff, professionally. I know there's places that do that type of stuff, but I'm not going to spend any extra money on stuff like that. I'm detailing this model up with the photo etch, the interior lighting and stuff on the parts, and that's pretty much what I'm doing. One thing, if anybody is building the Force Awakens 1/44 scale, I think for any of them, they do make, if you don't want to do all the photo etch like this for the cockpits and the gunner bays, they do make a set of photo etch just with the engine grills and stuff. But I wanted a complete set because I wanted to really detail this model up, kind of like what I did on my Enterprise, the big 350 scale models and stuff. But anyway, I got those done. I was worried I thought it was going to take me the better part of a day, but it went pretty smoothly. I also got my gunner, I guess you can call them cockpits, bays for the gun stations. I got those done. This one I got the seat glued in there with the gunner dude. I forget his name. Well, like I said, this model's so small. Once you get it in there, you're hardly gonna see it. I looked at some photos, studio model and stuff. You know, it's mainly black. There's some gray panels. So all I did, there's 12 pieces that make up this part here. 12 parts of photo etch. Some of them are separate panels that go on the inside with detail and all that. So I just painted a couple of the add-on pieces. I painted them a gray to kind of give it some contrast and all that. I lit them up pretty much the same. I don't know how well you'll be able to catch it, pick it up, but I lit them up kind of just like I did with my cockpit interior and stuff. And you pick up that side. There's a couple larger windows I left white to kind of maybe help bring a little bit of white into the cockpit. You know, a little bit of a dim light in there. All that. And these here parts, as far as assembling them, what I did, there's 8 sides to it. I did all the bends, got the edges to meet, and then there's a frame on the front that's an octagon shape. You can see the frame sticking out like a lip. Okay, and what I did was I set that over the edge, though the main part with all the bends that fits inside of that frame. And what I did, there's 4 sides on here that don't have many windows. So what I did was I took some 5-minute epoxy and got those 4 sides epoxied in, and then let that set up. It gives it a lot more rigidity. It's stronger when if you happen to accidentally squeeze it. Sometimes photo etch, you pick it up and the slightest little squeeze and everything starts popping apart on you. So that really strengthened it up some. And then on the outside where the seams were, where all the joints met, I put some tulip on there and all that to kind of light block the edges of the seams and everything, making sure not to get it in the window openings. And you can see I smeared like I did the same with the cockpit. I did the back side with microcrystal clear and let it dry. I didn't rub it on there because I didn't want to get it to seep through the opening, so I just dabbed it on with a toothpick till I got everything coated. And then I just took my different color clear paints, red, blue, green, yellow, and some orange I had, and just dabbed on randomly different places where I want, where the windows were and stuff, or the openings. And, that's how I get it backlit and everything. So, and what I'll do once I get these mounted in position in the kit, I'll probably put an SMD on each side, build up a bracket mounting point for an SMD, so that way it hits both sides, gets the windows. There's some little openings down in the corners here where they get them positioned right. It'll kind of shed some light into the interior, so that way it won't be hard to see. You'll be able to see a little bit of what's going on inside. As far as, like I said, I got my seats glued in the gunner pilot. Now my seats, I 5-minute epoxy those to the photo etch because a lot of times super glue doesn't really hold well between plastic and the brass, so I 5-minute epoxy those in. My cockpit interior, I got Ray and Chewbacca in there. I know it might not be canon. I'm doing like the Escape from Jakku, and it was actually that little round dude, white and orange dude that rolls around, BB9 or whatever. He is in the kit. He's so small I wouldn't be able to get any detail paint on him or nothing like that. So I just put Ray and Chewbacca in there, and I'm not doing nothing screen accurate. It's a representation of what you see in the movie, a chase scene over the sandy dunes or desert, whatever, and all that. But now I'm at the point I could get these window frames glued into place. I can mask off whatever I need to and start doing my paint work and stuff. So, but I thought I'd share this with you, my little tip on how to get these window frames assembled a little bit easier and all that. And you'll see more of this once the model's finished. Now the top gunner station, since like I said, it's hard to see in there when you got the guns in place, I'll probably won't glue that gun down. I'll probably leave it removable so I can pop it off, and if I want to show off the detail, all the lighting and stuff on the inside of it and stuff. So, but that's where we're at. My next update on this probably won't be till after she's painted. Once she's painted, I'll do the decals, I'll give it a wash, do some weathering, and then I'll start working on the diorama base for it. And I got the two first order TIE fighters, what are the red and black ones. Like I said, I'm not familiar with Star Wars, so bear with me, people. I don't know all the technical terms and technical names like I do in Star Trek and everything, but I just enjoy building these models. It's a sci-fi kit, something I could light up and make look cool. That's all that matters. So anyway, no offense to any Star Wars fans out there either. But so that's where we're at. Progress is going along pretty quick. Like I said, I didn't pull this out for the longest time. It sat for over a year. I kept putting it off. I thought it was going to be a real long-term project, but it's turning out not to be so bad. There are a lot of decals for the panels and all that. It comes with stickers and decals. I am gonna use the decals. Never used Bandai decals before, so we'll see how those work out. But she's coming along pretty good. So sorry about the lighting on the video. It's we kind of got a dark day. Usually I got room lighting with nice sun coming into the room. We kind of got a dark overcast day, and it's actually snowing after the last couple of weekends being up near into the 60s and all that. So anyway, I did this with my shop lights, so bear with it. Sorry about that. And like I said, I still was able to share different tips that I did to get this photo etch together and stuff. I worked with photo etch before and all that, so I'm used to it. But I just thought this was going to be a little bit more tricky on that part than once I looked at it and stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out my videos. Thanks for checking out my channel. Thanks to all my subscribers, all my new subscribers. Thanks for all the comments you guys been leaving me. Thanks for hitting the like button. And stay safe out there. Be careful. Keep yourself clean, sanitized, and all that with all that's going on. It's a shame usually on weekends. I've been a NASCAR fan all my life and everything, and I enjoy watching auto racing, Indy cars, pretty much those two things. Once in a while I get into watching some NHRA, but all these different sporting events, including NASCAR and IndyCar, they've all been canceled for the next couple of weeks so far. So just like any other sport. So we'll be talking to you soon. Take care, have a good one, happy modeling, and we'll see you soon. Bye.